Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Star Control 2, better known as the Quan Masters by Interstellar Fringy Week. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right, not exactly sure what that Fringy is, but I guess it's a thing. I know they mention it several times for one of the races in this game. Anyway, I'll just with the intro play. Now then, for this game I would highly recommend having a pencil and paper to write down the miscellaneous locations and coordinates that you're given. I should also mention I am not actually going to use voice acting because that just takes way too long. I mean, one conversation can easily take over 20 minutes if you just let go through all the voice acting. Anyway, here's the basic setup. You were sent, or well, I should say, your ancestors were sent to a miscellaneous planet and found some sort of factory. For building starships. After waiting for a rescue vessel which never came. Don't get too excited. Yes, you do get to pilot this great big hunk of metal, but unfortunately it's not really all that great at the beginning of the game. It does have the most health out of all the rest of the ships. That's probably the only positive thing I can actually say about it at the beginning. I make no mistake, if you do upgrade it, it's extremely devastating and definitely the best ship in the game. Unfortunately, at the beginning, that takes a very long time to actually do. I very much doubt I'll be actually using this big ship for, well, pretty much any battle other than unless I get very much upgraded, which I seriously doubt, and of course the end, which you need to use it. Okay, this is the solar system area. There are different maps, and this is the first one you come to, the solar system map. This actually lets you go through the miscellaneous planets and actually explore the planets. Let's see here. Auto scan is definitely recommended for pretty much all of the planets, seeing as you want to know where everything is. Multicolored diamonds are minerals, and green squares are biologic, white squares are energy signatures, which this is the first one you're probably going to come to. Captain Fliffle. Okay, this is the first thing you want to write down. Let's see here, that's seriously, keep all the and make sure you double check it so you know that you got it right, because coordinates and names on this game are very important. Answer what you will, but I really would not recommend destroying this guy. Main reason why is because I really wouldn't recommend destroying this guy, seeing as he gives you his ship you can actually use, and I'm not even going to argue the point. The Spaffy Looter is definitely the overall best ship for the main game. So just make sure you don't destroy him, and you should get it. I should also mention that the lander's attack is not strong enough to actually hit the looter's crew when you're on the planet's surface. Anyway, exhaust all other conversations, and eventually he agrees to join you if you don't attack him. Yeah, right, one right after the other. Ask him about himself, and we'd probably just be getting done with the second question if voice acting was on. That's how slow it is. Anyway, I offered for him to join your fleet. I would highly suggest going to Manifest, go to roster, and increase the Spaffy Looter all the way up. Because if you do need more crew members, just take it from the cruiser. Because seriously, you will not really be able to use the cruiser on most of these things you're going to be running into, seeing as it just goes too slow to really keep up with them. Okay, next stop is Jupiter, aka that big red planet right over there. I am not used to it being this slow, seriously. I I'm just going to start increasing on how many thrusters I got, because that's really useful. Yeah, you start out with a real slow turning ship with an ion cannon that does 2 damage if it hits. Okay, auto scan. And let's see here, Tectonics 4. Yeah, this shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, yeah, pretty much try avoiding the white rings, and you shouldn't have any real problem. Now then, with weather, if you run into something that has a weather of more than 2, it'll be extremely difficult, seeing as you can't really dodge weather. It just sort of comes right to you. Anyway, just go around collecting miscellaneous minerals. And seriously though, if the quest is under free, you don't actually have to worry about things like tectonics and weather. However, the temperature is over, I believe it was 80 degrees Celsius. There might be random spots of fire that pop up every now and then, so you'll have to move to avoid them, which they sort of move randomly, which can be a bit difficult. Anyway, just keep gathering items until you fill up. Let's see here, I think light blue actually only gives you 1 RU, so it's probably just better to skip that, seeing as fuel costs 20 RU. Another good place to get resources is Mercury, but let's go to Mars first. Check your cargo every so often. Pretty much if there's a high number next to the free counter, that essentially means you're probably good to go to collect more materials. Once it gets to 500, you won't be able to collect as many. So it's probably just better off to just sort of ignore collecting minerals until after you clear off your inventory space. Okay, that should be good enough. Not really too worried about that one I missed. Alright, Mercury. Anyway, you can just sort of let your ship glide and sort of turn it to whatever direction you want. Always make sure you're ready to escape in these areas, because things like fire and tectonics can hit extremely hard. Now then, where you actually go when you hit the mark, when you place your marker, is not necessarily where you'll land for where the lander's going. Generally, you go close to there, but it's sort of completely random. It's just sort of generally. So putting it into the middle of an area you want to go is probably the best overall strategy. Probably just safer not to travel through in dangerous areas. I would highly advise avoiding Venus. Seriously, that place has a very high wet weather, temperature, and tectonics class, so seriously, don't bother going to Venus. There isn't really too much there in the first place, and it'll just kill you really fast. Okay. This is a drone vessel with a pre-recorded message. As far as I know, they never actually come. Either way, yeah, make sure you go to the moon before actually going to the starbase. You can do this in any order, but it's probably just quicker to go to the moon. Yeah, let's hear. It should be that one right there. Don't worry about the green ones in this one. They can't hurt you. Alright. As Wiffle mentioned earlier, they just sort of made a pre-recorded thing, so they would just think that they're still there. Anyway, go to the starbase. And apparently they're on red alert because their resources are going down. In particular, their radiation power source. So you're ready to transfer radioactives. If you already checked the base, you can tell them what you want. And apparently there's a ship jamming the signal. This is one of the LRAF Avengers. Thankfully it's very damaged. I'm not exactly sure by what, even though if I had to guess, I'd say one of the Swilandral probes probably got it. Okay. Thankfully the shield's down, so you could probably use the Earthling Cruiser, but I would highly recommend the there we go. Forgot that we changed the controls from the first one. Alright. I would highly suggest using the looter because of the backwards utilized tracking torpedo. Yes, I know that's a silly name, but it works very, very well with hit and run tactics. Alright. After a few shots of that, the train should go down, and of course that was when they didn't actually have a cloaking device. They're much more they take a much longer time to kill if they do have their cloaking device. And you say what you want, and it'll take approximately 2 weeks for them to get everything fixed. They put a emergency escape pod, which I would highly suggest getting because seriously, as far as I know, it is possible to actually beat this game without actually ever going to the Earth base. Yes, if you are planning on doing that, make sure you do not go to any of the hostile home worlds. Otherwise, it's just going to stick you in infinite combat, and well, yeah, you're not going to live too long. Okay, telling me you got minerals, and he takes all of them. Should give you over 5,000. So, that's a good start. Go to the shipyard and get as many crew members as you possibly can. Actually, I'm gonna scrap that. Main reason being because the looter is far more dangerous, as well as I want to make sure I have enough to buy thrusters. Many thrusters. As well as some fuel. Honestly, I would also highly recommend getting rid of your ion cannon. It gives you 2,000 for your money, so that's a good plus. Okay, there we go. Spend all the rest on fuel. Okay, and with that, we should be able to move extremely quickly. So fast we can even outrun the trilateral probes, which I would highly recommend doing, because seriously, you get caught into a whole bunch of fights. I mean, usually the probes are not much of a problem, but if you get stuck in an area with a bunch of enemies and they start swarming you, yeah, it's gonna be a big problem. Anyway, this is Delta Centauri. There are actually a lot of good things in Delta Centauri. Starting with, I think it was a blue planet over here, wasn't it? I would highly suggest going to this solar system first. Main reason being because of credits. You'll actually be needing to sell biologic things for credits, which, yeah, here we go. you can get a lot of in Delta Centauri. Now then, as for these biologic things, just sort of let them chase you. Then you can just sort of hit them all at once. As they're all bunched up in a group like this. There we go. Anyway, I should also mention that if your lander does get destroyed, it actually loses everything on it, not just crew. That being said, be very careful to actually go back and actually put what you do have on your ship before actually continuing. Now then, these running green ones are the ones that are probably overall best for data. Go. I would highly suggest going back after you get at least 2 of them. Main reason is because they sort of fell all your oh, well, I guess 3 would be better. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Make sure you get all of everything you can on this world. Yeah, that's one very annoying thing I should mention. When you're going down, it is possible to land directly on a tectonic area, and essentially it's going to immediately kill you. So make sure that you can escape at all times. Because seriously, especially if you're planning on only using one lander, it really does cut down on your efficiency. Alright, those 2 right there. I don't think data and minerals actually have the same storage place. So you should just be able to continuously collect data, regardless of how many minerals you have. Yeah, you might as well constantly fire. Okay, let's run up in front of them. Of course that one would turn, but let's see here. I'd highly suggest getting as much data as possible, because seriously, getting credits in this game can be very difficult if you don't find rainbow worlds. Okay. Yeah, never mind about that last one. No matter. I got plenty of data and minerals. Yeah, let's see here. A few precious metals. Can't complain about that. Yeah, if you do get stuck in the middle of one of those tectonic plates, they can kill you very fast. So make sure you're ready to get out immediately. Which unfortunately they can spawn right below you. Oh yeah, that is another hint I should mention. Before you exit a planet area, you can actually turn to whatever direction you want to be pointed just before it sends you out. Which can be extremely helpful when trying to get away from enemies. That's also true for solar systems. No, I don't think so. I think there's a treasure planet here, isn't there? Yeah, that yellow one right there. And borderline no resistance, so it shouldn't really be much of a problem as long as a tectonic plate doesn't decide to get under you. This place is well worth the amount of fuel you use for it. Okay, let's see about cargo. Okay, 193. Well, if I run into another planet, that'll be fine, but I'm not too worried about it. Nah, I guess not. I really wouldn't recommend fighting the aircraft, though. Okay, let's go back to Seoul. I have to talk to the Starbase commander to unload minerals. I have 170 free data, huh? That is not bad. Alright, make sure to refill on crew members. And if possible, get another fuel tank, because fuel is extremely important. Seriously, you run out of fuel, yeah, you don't have you probably are not going to live too long. Anyway, another lander, because why not? And that should do it. Okay, now I believe it was Gamma Cruinger, I'd like to say. It might be Beta, but I'm pretty sure it's Gamma. Where we find the first in our alliance. Now then, if you are using autopilot, I would highly recommend trying to sidestep the black dots if possible. Because you might be able to take the the LRAF out, but it's just going to take way too long for it to actually be profitable. They can also spawn right next to you, so be careful. Yeah, I think it's the first one in Gamma Cruinger. That's their home planet. Okay, this screen. You can actually save the game here, but really, probably the best method is to converse with whatever you're supposedly fighting before you actually try attacking it, because if they're hostile, they're probably going to attack eventually anyway, and if they're not, they might not. Do not tease these guys. Seriously, the Pekunk, I really wouldn't recommend attacking them, because their Pekunk Furies are extremely annoying, have a bad tendency of reviving, and are extremely fast. I mean, seriously, even the looters will probably be taken down by them, because they're just that fast. Seriously, these things can easily outmaneuver a lot of other things. Anyway, go to the home world and make sure you talk with them, especially if you're not using the Earth base, because seriously, being at a home world you can't escape from is just a really good way of getting yourself murdered. Because it's just pretty much an endless supply of ships. I wouldn't mind starships. Make sure you get this item, the Queer Spindle, because you will be needing it later. Other neat stuff like that. Seriously, do not threaten them. Offered to help them. Yeah, speechless. That's a word for it. Anyway, the Pekunk give you 4 of their ships, which is going to be extremely helpful, seeing as you can sell them for 2,000 gold. Why do I keep saying gold? Probably because of the Dragon Warrior. Or, I mean, RU each. There we go. Great. LRAF. I did not look where I was going. Really, you'd probably have better luck just attacking them. Unfortunately, you don't actually get a ship like the like the Doc fought Stinger until later, because those are extremely useful for dealing with these things. Oh, that's one. That means two more. Again, I disarmed my ship for the speed, so that's why I'm not using this sort of tactic with it. Otherwise, it probably would be better with the main ship, because it might be a bit faster than the looter, but again, I disarmed it. Alright, 4 more hits for this one. Again, much more difficult if they actually have a cloaking device. Okay, one more. I'm not really planning on running from any enemy other than homeworld fights. I mean, seriously, homeworld fights you can't really win because there's a borderline infinite amount of them. These single fights aren't really too bad, though. Almost. Seriously, those Avengers can deal a lot of damage if they get too close to you. Okay, there we go. 187 each. Where are you? 125. Nah. My apologies, but it looks like I ran into another one. These things can constantly run into you if you're... because everything on this game actually keeps moving the instant you come in and out of a solar system or a instance fight. If you do manage to run from the enemy, you actually get a... you actually don't... They don't actually disappear, they actually just sort of start flashing and can't move for a little while. Which essentially means they can come right back for you after dealing with the flashing instance. that just means I got, let's see here, that'd be 350 to work with. That's fine. Go. First, I know the pecanca actually don't actually die because of the LRAF. I'm hoping to at least get back to Seoul by the end of this episode. As long as I can avoid any other of these encounters, I shouldn't have any problem with that. Go. Again, the odor is extremely dangerous. That being said, if you do have a chance to fight an elder, I would highly recommend avoiding it because seriously, it's probably just going to take way too long to actually even get to where you can actually hit it because they're that fast. It's unfortunate that these torpedoes only have 1 HP, so they'll actually stop whenever they touch one of the plasma things. Which I will say is a bit of an annoyance. There we go. Okay, as long as they don't blunder into another one of these things, I shouldn't have any real problem getting back to Seoul. The faster ones are the Pecanque, and the ones that are faster than that are the Swai Landro. Seriously, you can usually tell what type of ships are after you based on how fast they're moving. That's most of them, but if you're out of an area like say the Pecanque only appear there, then it's the Swai Landro probe that's following you. Which probes can be very annoying because they have a bad tendency to just keep going and going because they're that fast. If you do ever run out of fuel in hyperspace, which I'm expecting to a few times anyway, hopefully not nowhere near the owned areas, you'll run into the Melnorm, which I guess I'll be getting to someone else. And what's here? I guess I didn't actually collect any minerals. Oh well. Anyway, make sure to refill your eluder and starship of crew if necessary, and sell a few of these Kunk Furies. Personally, I'm just going to keep one of them because, well, 6,000 RU is extremely good to have. Let's see here. An Earthling Cruiser. That's a bit diverse. And then by, I'm gonna say at least 70 fuel, but I'll just go ahead and fill it up seeing as I got 6,000. Okay, there we go. I guess I may as well deal with that this episode, seeing as I still got about 9 minutes left, so it shouldn't take too long. Let's see here, I believe it was the... yeah, one of these areas, the Puny, I think. I don't know how to pronounce constellation names. Anyway, yeah, you shouldn't have too much of a problem making it under 10 minutes if your turn and thrust are maxed out, depending on how many probes you run into, which the longer the game goes, the more probes you'll run into. Even though I haven't actually run into any yet, I'm sure I will. Okay. This place was the home of the Androsinif, but you'll find that they aren't exactly there anymore. Too high a temperature for that. Seriously, if the temperature's over 200, don't even try it. It's borderline suicide. Now let's try this yellow planet. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. It's there. I totally missed that. Yeah, I'm not really hurting for RUs right at the moment, but I might as well collect them if, let's see, any of the good stuff. Yeah, that's probably one of these guys. Make sure you talk to them, and these are the ore, or however you want to pronounce it, ORZ. Seriously though, don't threaten them. Seriously, they are going to kill you, and well, you pretty much need them to actually proceed in the game unless you want to do it in late game, which I should probably mention that you don't actually have to ally with most of the races. you can technically just sort of wait until you can just sort of wait until the Earthquake Kakura exterminates pretty much everything and go to the world you're supposed to, and you won't actually have to deal with most of the storyline, but that just puts you on a very strict time schedule. I totally messed that up, didn't I? Oh, well, that's alright. I'll just run into another one. And besides, I think this blue world has a lot of biologic things you might as well grab. Tell them you're interested. Might as well check the blue world while you're here, because that should be the Andros and F's old home world, I think. Or maybe that was this one's home world. Don't ask about the Andros and F. Seriously, don't. Otherwise they're going to attack you, and it's going to be a big problem. Yeah, it's unfortunate you can't really understand them, because that'd make for some very interesting dialogue. Okay, I guess it wasn't Gamma. Because I know that there's a moon on one of the planets somewhere that you can get a item you're going to be needing. Oh well, might as well go around and get them. Actually, it might be this yellow planet right here. Or may not. Too high. Was it Beta that their homeworld was? No. Okay, let's just keep going around, because why not? Let's see here. I know it was one of the these. I don't think I went to Alpha yet, have I? Okay, let's just keep going around, because I know I'll run into it eventually. Eventually they should tell you. Okay, here we go, the playground. 3, 7, 2, 1. Okay, hopefully I can find it now. Reason 2, 1. Two, 6, 1, 9 Delta. Okay, there we go. My apologies that I didn't remember, but oh well, now we're right on track. I knew that wasn't the big star. But I'm pretty sure their playground is one of the moons. Yeah, here it is. Ask them if you can go to the surface. And you'll find that it's actually pretty safe. So go around and collect everything, and you might as well just sort of grab this energy thing while you're there to save on fuel. And make sure to collect even more. Well, I guess we did do plenty today. Let's hear. We got maximum turn rate, maximum speed, a Earthwind Cruiser, a Looter, and a Fury, as well as an alliance with the Pekunk and these ores. Okay, as well as getting the Tallow Shield and the Queer Spindle. Yeah, we did plenty today. Okay, I'm going to end this episode here. That being said, I hope everyone's going to enjoy this series. So, everybody have a good day.